Hello to all the moms. Being a mom is not an easy job. It is a very difficult job. And we are the heart of the home. We are the ones who try to keep our home together. And we are the ones who are running after the kids. We are the ones who take care of the kids when they're sick. We're the ones taking them to and from practice. I know that there are women who are blessed and who have a husband who helps with a lot of those duties. But for the single women, the women who are divorced, a lot of them don't have that support. A lot of them, after a divorce or a separation, a lot of the times the father of the kids isn't present anymore or he's not involved as much. So I know that, as a mom in general, we carry a lot on our shoulders, and it can bring a lot of stress to our lives, and we can end up feeling overwhelmed. I want to read you Psalm 46:1, where it says, God is our refuge and strength and ever present help in trouble. So it doesn't matter what we're going through, how much we're carrying, how much is on our plate, how much responsibility we have day in and day out as a mom. I want you to remember that God is our refuge. He is who is there waiting so you can go to Him. I am a single mom. I have 3 kids at home. I have 2 adult sons. So it makes it a lot easier for me that I only have 3 at home. But it is still a lot of work, even though my kids are in their teen years now. And I remember when they were younger how difficult it was for me, that I was trying to juggle everything, working full time, going to school, taking care of them, taking them to practice. It is not easy. So I understand that as a mom, we are the ones going in front. We are the ones trying to do it all. And a lot of times we put ourselves last. We put our kids first, we put other people first, and we put ourselves last. And we forget that we are important. We need to take care of ourselves, because if we don't take care of ourselves, then who will take care of our kids in the home? So God is your refuge. Go to Him with everything. God wants to be a part of your life. He wants to help you with every area of your life. It doesn't matter what it is. Even with the smallest thing, you may think that it is dumb, but to God, it will make Him happy if you ask Him to be a part of your daily life and part of everything that you do in your daily life. I have 3 points here for you. I know, because I'm also a mom, I'm also living it. I'm also, the one who takes my kids to and from practice. I'm the one who takes them to school and picks them up on the days that I don't work or on the days that I work from home. So I know the responsibility that falls on us as moms. For you women who have a husband that helps with a lot of responsibility, I want to stop right now and say, thank your husband. Thank him. Let him know how much you appreciate his help. Let him know how much of a blessing he is. He may be doing other things, like maybe leaving dirty clothes on the floor. It's okay. But if he takes part of a lot of the daily responsibilities with the kids, thank him. Okay, so for you moms who are just feeling overwhelmed and it's causing stress in your life. The most important thing that I can tell you, and this is what I have to learn to do daily, daily, not once a week, not once a month, and not once you're ready to explode. Don't ever wait until you're ready to explode. This is daily. At the end of your day, find some alone time with God and surrender everything to Him. Everything you did at work, everything that came across in your day, everything you had to deal with, whether it's your thoughts, whether they were negative, your emotions, whether you felt sad, frustrated, angry, whether it's your kids' behaviors, whether it's their progress in school, whether it's your husband and his behaviors, or the bills or the house payment, the rent, everything, you surrender it to God every day on a daily basis. Because what you're doing there, when you do that, is you are releasing everything and you are putting it in God's hands. Because God is the one that will do a better job with everything, and He is the one that will give you the answers to whatever you don't have solutions to. Surrendering to God means in that quiet moment with God, you say, Lord, here is my job. I surrender it to you. I am stressed out with my job. I surrender it to you so that you can give me the wisdom I need, so that you can give me the strength I need, the peace I need. Or saying, Lord, here are my kids. I surrender my kids to you. These are the behaviors that they have. I surrender them to you. They're your children. You take authority over them. So when you do that, you are telling God that you trust Him. First of all, you're letting Him know that you trust Him with everything that you are surrendering to Him. And He will be excited that you are coming to Him, surrendering everything to Him, because that tells Him that you are putting your faith in Him. And that's what He wants. He wants us to put our entire faith and trust in Him. The second one is self-care for you, Mom. You need to take care of yourself. You need to do something that you enjoy doing. Maybe not every day, but maybe once a week, something that you enjoy doing. Treat yourself to something, whether it's a coffee, whether it's a milkshake, an ice cream, or a walk by yourself, or you take a drive somewhere by yourself. But do something for yourself. You need to take care of yourself because you're important. Your kids need you. Your husband needs you if you have a husband. So you need to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, who will take care of your home? And who will take care of your kids? So you need to take care of yourself. That is very important. The third one is get involved in something. A class, a group, something that will bring growth to you, something that will help you progress in life and move forward, something that will give you a sense of fulfillment so that you can feel joy, so you can feel good about yourself, about something you're fulfilling. It's important. As moms, that's why we do so much. That's why we do so much for other people and for our kids, because we want to know that we're needed. We want to know that we're loved and that we're wanted. So it's important for us women to feel fulfilled. So look for something that will help you grow and also get that fulfillment that you need. And I want to tell you also that when you feel so overwhelmed because your kids are maybe not following your rules, maybe that they're not obeying you, maybe they're teens like my kids, maybe they're not wanting to do their chores, or maybe they're not coming home when they're supposed to. Whatever it is, with your kids, that is a very stressful part of our lives, of a mom's life, because as a mom, we want to have things under control. We want our house to be peaceful. We want our house to be a happy place, a united place, a place where we can come home and just relax. So when our kids aren't listening to us, when they're not following our rules, when they're not doing what they're supposed to, it's a big stress for us moms. And we get stressed out, we get angry, we get sad sometimes because we try so hard, and sometimes we question ourselves. We ask, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Why aren't my kids listening to me? Why aren't they following the rules? Why aren't they doing what they're supposed to in school? Especially when you are a single mom. If your kids already have that trauma of the divorce, of losing their father, because divorce is a loss, not only to you, but also to your children. So your children may be dealing with some anger issues there. They may need their heart to be healed. So that's also part of surrendering to God. This is what I do daily. I say to God, my kids are yours. They are in your hands. They are your children. Heal their hearts, heal their pain, because my kids don't have their father in their life. And so they went through the loss of the divorce and not having their father. So I pray for their hearts. So I encourage you to do the same. Pray for their hearts, their minds. Pray that God bring joy to them, that God heal their heart, open their mind, that God give them a mind of Christ, a mind of heart to want to do something in life and progress. Because, when they are teens and they're facing difficulties like my kids were facing, it's it's not easy for them. They do struggle. Teens struggle as it is. They are already facing other pressures, in school or being a teen. Now throw on top of that the loss of their father, or a divorce. So always surrender everything to God. That is number one for me. That is number one. But I want to let you know, Mom, because sometimes we feel that if our kids aren't listening to us, if our kids aren't following the rules, sometimes we feel that we are not enough as a mom. Sometimes we blame ourselves. Sometimes we feel that maybe we're not doing enough. And maybe you are doing already so much. Maybe you're already taking them to practice, picking them up, talking to them about school, about their grades, and they're just not wanting to do it. That's one thing that about having teens. You can't force them. You can take away things like their phone, the Wi-Fi, and not give them money, because at that age, those things are important to them. At that age, other things like timeout, or um, especially right now that a lot of them spend time in their rooms playing the PS4. To a lot of them, you saying to them that they're grounded, that they don't get to go to their friend's house, may not mean anything. So it has to be something that means something to them. But I also want to remind you, the teenage years are the toughest years. I have two adult sons. And when I was going through those years, I remember thinking that I was never going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, because it is so hard when they are teens, because they decide to make their own decisions. because they think that they know it all. They think that they have the answers to everything. And you may have some that talk back. You may have some that don't, but are passive aggressive. So every teen is different. So if you have teens at home, I am there with you. And I am telling you, surrender everything to God. Surrender it all. And don't feel that it is your fault. Don't feel that you are not good enough of a mom. Don't feel that there's something you're doing wrong. I have gone through those moments where I am questioning, how is it that my conversations with them are not sinking in somehow? How is it that, you know, they're not doing what I tell them to do, what they're supposed to do? And you go through those moments where you're saying, maybe I'm doing too much for them, and they're so dependent on me. Stop blaming yourself. Stop questioning whether you are a good enough mom. One of my older boys once told me, when I asked the question, I said, "What did I do wrong as a mom?" He said to me, "Nothing. You did your best." He said, "You would talk to us about life, about school. You would sit down and talk to us about what we should do, about us having dreams, about us moving forward with higher education." He said, "You did it, but we made our own decisions." So I want to tell you, if you have teens at home or preteens and they're getting into that age where you are already seeing the change in their behavior, I want to tell you, surrender them to God, put them in God's hands. And don't carry the guilt. Don't get depressed about it. Don't blame yourself. Just surrender them to God and ask God to give you the wisdom, the love that you need to give them, the words that you need to say to them when they need the words. And then just do your best as a mom. And I want to also say, sometimes we think that we're not good enough to do anything else if our home isn't perfect, if our kids aren't perfect, and that is not the truth. It's almost like saying, well, then you shouldn't go to work and do the job you do because your kids aren't perfect, your home isn't perfect. Yet we go to work every day and we do the job that we do. So, in regards to your calling with God, if you are walking with God, if you already have God in your heart, if you have accepted God, and you're saying that you don't know what your calling is, or that you don't get involved in Bible study groups or classes in church because you don't feel that you should because your life isn't perfect at home, your kids aren't perfect, that is a lie from the enemy. That is a lie that the enemy is using so that Christians just sit in church on Sunday, walk out of there and do anything during the week. That is a lie of the enemy so that you don't serve the Lord, so that you can't speak to others about God's love, about God's mercy, about God's grace, and what Jesus did on the cross for the world. That is a lie of the enemy. That is what he wants. He wants you to feel like you are enough. He wants you to feel like your life isn't perfect, your kids aren't perfect, so you can't serve the Lord. And that is a lie. It's like if I told you your life isn't perfect, your kids aren't perfect, don't go to work. What are you going to say? No, you go to work because either you went to school for that or you need to go to work so you can provide for your kids and you can provide for your home. That's the same thing about serving the Lord. You need to serve the Lord. Why? Because God says in His Word that we are to go out and share His love and what Jesus did on the cross for the world. That is our purpose in life, to talk about God to everyone, to walk in our purpose, in our calling, because God is the one that is telling us that He wants us to go out and talk to everybody about Him. So, Mom, I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but if you have a calling and you feel it in your heart, everybody has a calling. But if you feel it in your heart that God is saying you need to get up and you need to start serving me, you need to start sharing with other people, either in your work or other places you go to, about what Jesus did on the cross. And you need to do it, Mom. I had to learn to be obedient to God and to follow what He was telling me. I want to tell you that God is so good and merciful that you don't need to be perfect. That God already sent His Son to die on the cross for you. Jesus already completed it all on the cross. He already blessed you. He already prospered you. He already saved you. He already healed you. You just need to believe it and accept it. And God does not lie. If it's in His Word, He does not lie. And in His Word, He tells us to go out and to share what Jesus did on the cross for the world. I want to read you Hebrews 13:8. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So I want to encourage you, Mom. Every day you surrender everything to the Lord. You put it in God's hands and you have faith in Him. You trust Him that God will take care of it, because God is faithful. He will take care of it. He will take care of your kids. He will take care of your home. He will take care of your job. He will take care of everything if you